in any game. I haven't played them in well, Elder Scrolls Deviant well, maybe the Dragon Age. The elves and dwarves there are so traditional that in my eyes they're just flat out boring. I can't play as a dwarf because they are the ones living underground, mining, you know, all that. They're excellent blacksmiths, yeah, I get it. And they all have long beards. Wow, original. And the elves, they live in woods, they can shoot arrows very well. They can use the bow, and they're very nimble, and they speak with nature. Okay, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. I get that. I get the whole copying Tolkien fantasy because that's what people are familiar with. But come on, let's try something new. Let's be a little innovative. Let's be a little creative. And as soon as somebody tries to be just a little, just try to bring something new, just a little something new to the table, and people just start complaining instantly. I mean, Beard, I'm still in shock. It's Beard. I thought that the dwarves looked amazing. I thought, yes, fucking finally, some dwarves that don't have fucking 40 meters long bush on their face. Like a big. They're not walking around with trees instead of a, you know. I mean, finally, I was so happy. Finally, I could see their mouth. Okay, I was so. But yeah, I mean, and on a side note, I love that the Vorgin can switch between, you know, being a werewolf and being a human being, because that's pretty nifty. It'd be kind of ridiculous if you'd force that on a player. Why not just give him the? I mean, and people were saying, "No, that's not a werewolf. You can't call that a werewolf." I'm like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, so I like innovation. I fucking hate rehashes, and I hate stereotypes, and I hate tradition, and I hate the whole argument that because the first one had it, everybody else should have it because that's what we're familiar with. And you know, it's like, no, shut up. And how did I get into all this from Blizzard's DRM? I forget. I've forgotten. I've completely derailed. But fuck it, whatever. So yeah, I'm not planning on buying the game anymore because, you know, I bought StarCraft 2 and I didn't like BNet, but I bought it anyway because I thought, fuck it. I mean Blizzard didn't even want people to play their fucking game on LAN because they thought that StarCraft 2 was going to be so awesome that it was going to supersede, or it's going to be better than any LAN party ever. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
How may I be of service?
Dumb. But they're smart. They know how to make money. And a lot of people are writing, like, oh, it's probably Activision that's better. It's like, nah. Nah. I hate Activision. I think that cocksucker Kotick is just a vile and repulsive human being, but I can't blame this on him or Activision because it's just a trend that I've been seeing in Blizzard for a very long time. They've been incredibly greedy for a long time. And
would you say the police were overly violent?
Overly violent? I don't know. The crowd was getting pretty hostile.
But there was violence, right? The police did physically strike some of the protesters, right?
Well, sort of. I mean, some people were shoving the police shields, and the cops had to shove back, but nobody really got hit, I don't think.
So the cops shoved people down. Very good. Thank you.
Will you be purchasing anything today?
And now we're seeing the ultimate confirmation. And I just hope, you know, Blizzard has a ridiculous, I mean, fucking ridiculous fan base.
Well,
and I know that all those, you know,
see you then.
fan is short of fanatic, but I really do hope that you take a stand on this and you just tell them to fuck off, because this is evil. it's pretty evil of them to do this. That they're forcing you to use a DRM, and they're going to implement this marketplace. You know, I don't have a problem with the marketplace, but the dishonesty behind why they're implementing the DRM, and you know, the id guy coming out and saying, you know, it's Blizzard is the only one who can force this on gamers. I thought it was so well put. I can't get over it. It was so well put. The Blizzard are the only ones who can force gamers to like this. This is perfect, because he's right. As I said, Blizzard has a ridiculous fan base, so people will ignore it. I guess Blizzard knows that people will buy Diablo 3 in the same way as EA knows that people are going to buy Battlefield 3. Except that Origins, yes, okay. Now I can hear people saying, well, Battlelog and Origins are the same thing. I mean, Battlelog and EA's Origins is the counterpoint, or is the exact same thing as Blizzard's BNet and Marketplace. It's also, they're both a DRM. And I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I guess the only thing I can use as a comeback here is, who the fuck is paying? Who the fuck is buying Battlefield 3 because of their single player? I'm not. In fact, I'm actually a guy that every time we get into the when I'm talking about with my friends about Battlefield, I'm the one who always says DICE should do what they do best. Their single players have not been on par with other franchises or other games. They should just stick to what they know and what they do really well, and that is multiplayers. I really wish that they didn't do a single player, so they could completely just put 100% focus on making an extraordinary multiplayer. But they didn't do that, and that makes me very sad face. So yeah, I guess that's the only thing I have to say as a counter argument, or as an argument. A counter argument is a argument. Fuck it, as an argument that people don't buy Battlefield 3 because of its single player, but people buy Diablo 3 because of its single player. And how the marketplace is being implemented, that people can, you know, like run around and farm stuff. And they can, I mean, it really does sound like this is something they should have implemented in World of Warcraft and not Diablo 3, because I don't know, maybe Diablo 3 is just gonna knock everybody off their shoes and just gonna surpass every multiplayer game and just become the biggest multiplayer game out there. And the marketplace is probably gonna, you know, generate a lot more revenue if that's what happens, if that's the case, because then a lot more people are going to go and farm, and you know, they can sell their shit. And Blizzard, since they have the always online DRM, they can, if somebody, you know, farms a sword and he sells it for a lot of money, and he's been making a lot of money on that, they can instantly just jump in and change the stats of the sword, or you know, make it so that you are that it requires you to be level 20 instead of level 10, and that, you know, significantly reduces your market. So they can always ensure that people are actively grinding for new stuff and new stuff and new stuff and new stuff, and continuously constantly keeping the interest up. They're so smart. Hats off to them. So yeah, I decided I shouldn't buy Battlefield 3. Diablo 3. Everything is, I mean, fuck, everything this year is a 3. Saints Row 3. Okay, Skyrim 5, or is it 5? Yeah, it is. Skyrim 5. Okay, Skyrim is 5, but Saints Row 3, Battlefield 3, Modern Warfare 3. There's fucking... I know that there were some... There were a couple of more games that ended with 3, but... Alright, right. Like, Mass Effect 3... Holy crap, there's so many 3s. So many 3s. Oh, fuck! So many! Like, where are all the original games? I mean, fuck! Damn! There's so many... I mean, granted, I do look forward to most of these games, but... you know, it'd be nice to see something a little new. Well, Rage is coming out, but Rage looks fucking boring, so... Oh shit, I'm skipping Rage. I'm definitely skipping Rage. And I can't believe I've been talking this long without even mentioning Deus Ex. Whoop-de-doo for me, huh? Whoop-de-fucking-doo. I just have to say this again. I fucking love their art design. Holy shit, I mean, this neo-noir, this, you know, cyber-renaissance, this whole cyberpunk-ish, Blade Runner-ish, aesthetic theme that they have is just so beautiful. I love it. I love it. Holy shit, it's amazing. I mean, it so resonates with me because I love noir and I love detective work and I love, you know, I love exploration and I love, you know, entering a house and, you know, checking every corner for clues and, you know, trying to build up a solid case against somebody, or, you know, I love those kind of things. So this game is, I mean, I'm very biased towards towards Deus Ex Human Revolutions, although I haven't even finished it. I still love it so goddamn much. For all its flaws, people are saying, you know, the plot is lacking. There's not as many choices to make. The augmentation wheel is kind of ridiculous because you're not really specializing in anything. You're just pouring practice points into what you'll be needing to unlock first, and that's basically it. You're not specializing in any way in anything, and you know, I agree, but for me the good far outweighs the bad, and the aesthetic, the visuals of Deus Ex is one of those things. Like this orangey, bronzish, yellowish tint against black with nuances of beige, and this dark, moody atmosphere, and the smoke when you're walking through the streets, and the foggy, you know, God damn. And when I was walking in Hengsha, I mean, you'll see. I probably walked for like an hour. That's what I did. I just walked for an hour. Well, granted, I was also looking for all the quests. I was looking for all the side quests. But little did I know that you were unlocking all the side quests as you were progressing through the main mission. I did not know that, so I won't say I wasted an hour, because I did not. Holy shit, this game is so beautiful! Fuck! It's such an amazingly beautiful game! Fuck my life! Blah. I gotta have a sip of water. Water. I love water, but I love Deus Ex even more. But yeah, people are saying that Deus Ex Human Revolutions isn't as good as Deus Ex 1, and you know, you're probably right, but since I'm so biased, as I've already said, I'm so biased, and I'm such a big fan of, you know, this kind of detective style, exploration based gameplay that I don't give a shit. And you know, there are a lot of people who've been, you know, writing in comments, writing in forums and shit, and saying that you know, the game promotes, you know, they've been advertising that there are like four pillars of Deus Ex, and that's combat, stealth, hacking, and exploration / social. you know, I guess that's the same thing. And a lot of people have said